John, Sky Jewellery, a winner on debut at Happy Valley. How's he come through that first up performance?
Seems okay. He's in pretty good order. He did his job very well and seemed impressive the first day out. But he come home and did well after that, and he should be able to go on with it.
He looked pretty professional and had his ears pricked on the line, so this looked like there's plenty of scope with this horse.
Well, I hope so. I mean, he's showed us plenty before he started racing, and he promised us like that he'd win first start. So he's done that and acquitted himself very well. So I think he'll keep going.
Barrier number 11 this week, obviously a bit tougher, but the A course, does that still give him an opportunity even though he is drawn wide?
Well, the gates are really important on that track, and he's obviously got more work to do. He'll have to use more energy to win the race. He's not going to get a sweet run by any means, but hopefully his class will help him out.
Happy with his trial the other week up at Chung where he did race up on the speed in that trial?
Yeah, he seems like he might be in the future. He might be able to race handy, depending on where he draws. So yeah, he might be versatile.
Beauty Eternal, also Helios Express at the trials this morning. Happy with what they've done on the track?
Yeah, they're fine. They get ready for their assignments, and they seem to be training on quite well. No interruptions with them, so we're happy with those two horses.
Helene Feeling, January Cup winner last time out. Talk us through that win at Happy Valley.
Yeah, well, it was a great victory, I thought. They went quite slow in the early parts. Hugh was able to just inject a bit of speed up at the front, which just helped my chances. And yeah, he was able to really knuckle down under a light weight.
He's got a light weight last time out, but a bigger weight this time around. You're carrying at least 9 pounds better than the rest of the field. Obviously, the stablemate's got the top weight. How do you feel about the bigger weight this weekend, or this week, rather?
Naturally, it's something else to contend with. It's not going to be as easy for him to lug around that lightweight. But, at the end of the day, he's a big horse and he can certainly shoulder it.
You galloped him on Monday morning. He's also trialled up at Chung. Happy with the trial and his work since?
Yeah, the trial was really good. Just went through the paces and didn't ask too many questions, but he felt really good and sat on him on Monday, as you say, and felt really good.
We know these smaller fields can be particularly tactical, especially at Happy Valley as well. How do you sort of see the race panning out potentially for him?
I think there's a bit of pace on the inside of me in 2 and 3, so hopefully they'll slide forward. And yeah, I mean, they can be tactical, these races, but hopefully if you've got two horses just wanting to be up there, they might just keep each other honest in front and keep an even pace, which will only suit me.
David, you've had Fortune Whisky for a handful of starts now, and you've turned him around. What's been the key to getting him into winning and placing form?
I think probably headgear mainly. Blinkers on have certainly just focused him. He was quite an erratic horse prior to that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it just really focused him. He's now jumping well in his races, which he was sort of previously in New Zealand. So Matthew seems to get on really well with him too.
Covered a bit of ground at Happy Valley last start, but you must have been impressed that he was still there at the end. Yeah,
it was a very honest run. It looked like that just might be the case pre-race, that we were going to need some luck, and it might be the case again this time, but a good effort.
You've got a similar sort of draw. Do you maybe have to go one place further back than you'd ideally like potentially?
Yeah, look, I haven't actually sort of really studied race shape just yet, so we'll make a call later on. But to be fair to the horse, he's now jumping well, and he jumped good last time, which just will give us different options.
Amazing award in race 6 with Caris riding. Last start winner over the 1650. How's he come on since that performance?
Yeah, he'd been building to that. We'd been quite pleased with him, and he'd been a victim of just poor barriers and still learning. But he sort of put it all together quite well at the Valley. Yeah, 2 weeks. So he's had a bit of racing, but he's trained on nicely, and he'll relish to step up in trip. So hopeful of a good run. Obviously, plenty of respect for John's horse, but he's in good form.
A bit more weight, obviously, this week, and you think that the 1800 metres and the weight still right within his wheelhouse?
Yeah, I think so. I think, he's still learning how to really race, and he's still maturing. So if he does do that, then I'd like to think there's still some points in hand, and there's no doubt he'll appreciate 18. And always felt, he might stay 2000. Whether that's an advantage or not, really, here we'll see. But at least it gives you an option.
Luke, Youthful Spirits, he's been pretty consistent for Mark Newnham. You were on board 2 and 3 starts ago. How do you feel he's going at the moment?
Yeah, he's a bit of a one-trick pony. He jumps and rolls up in front, and hope you hang on. But like you said, he's been consistent. So I mean, if he can just replicate those runs, then he should be in with a chance.
As you mentioned, he likes to charge forward. From someone watching from the outside, are those types of horses easy to ride, or has he got a few quirks?
I find them easy to ride. I suppose his only quirk is that he's got a high head carriage and a bit of a soft mouth, so you're kind of restricted as to how much you can rein him back throughout the run. So it's sort of, you got to find a happy medium with him. But when he gets left alone in front and he can roll along how he likes, he usually is there in the finish.
Blinkers have been on his last few starts now. Have they made any difference to his sort of racing style at all?
Not really. I think it was more towards the end of the races. He was wanting to lay out and just wanted to keep him on a straight path and not wander that last furlong, which when I rode him with them on, they worked. So if he can do the same on Wednesday night, then hopefully he's there again.
You've had a few days to process your achievements on My Wish and the classic mile. You weren't lost for words when I spoke to you the other day, but now you've had a bit more time to process it.
Yeah, massive achievement for myself. I give myself a pat on the back for that. It's a big race and one I was really wanting to win, and nice that it could happen for Mark and a nice group of owners. So really pleased with myself, and hopefully we can just roll that momentum forward.
How do you feel about him going to 1800 next start?
Well, contrary to what he is in the morning, he's an easy ride in a race. He leaves the gates well and switches off in a spot. So, I mean, if he can switch off like he did in the mile, hopefully he sees out the 18. He is a small little fella, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in height. But if he can land in a soft spot and switch off like he did, there's no reason why he won't produce a turn of foot like he did.
Angus, Gustosisimo, last start, he had a lovely run on the trail. How did you see the performance overall?
I think he's performed very consistently. See nothing wrong for this horse. He probably can perform the same performance in the coming race.
He's got barrier number 1, so he should get the same sort of run, should he?
Yeah, I think barrier 1 must be a benefit for him. Hopefully, I think the best technique is going forward is a good lead. He's not sit and sprint horse, but he got a really good speed. Hopefully I can get the lead.
You galloped him last week, I think on the 30th. Happy with the way he performed that morning?
Yeah. In trail work, I don't see any difference, and I think he's in the best form right now. So hopefully he can perform well.